Work permit visa. That's a term I've been hearing more and more from my Indian subscribers and from our Indian clients in Move to Prague. But I must say that in the beginning I was a bit confused because I didn't really know what it meant, because there is nothing like that in the Czech immigration law. But then I started speaking with you more and more, and then I started understanding what you actually mean. In most cases, it means that you got an employment contract from a Czech employer or a permission to work in the Czech Republic from the labor office. So, because there is so much confusion around that, and how should I apply for the visa, and it's seasonal visa or short-term visa, long-term visa, people don't know, I decided to do this video and to explain first what options there are in terms of visa related to employment in the Czech Republic, and what questions you should be asking before you pay money to someone who promises you to get you a work permit. So let's go through this together, step by step, and if you have any questions, please comment or get in touch and I'll be happy to explain more. Let's go. So, if you're willing to move to the Czech Republic, you basically have two options. Either move here for short term, which means for up to 90 days, or move here for long term, which means 1 year, 2 years, or longer. And based on this, there are different visa types, either a short-term visa or long-term residence permit. So let me now explain what is the difference between them. Short-term visas, that's something we don't deal with too often because it's, it's more like a visit. You're not moving to the Czech Republic for 3 months. You're just visiting for 3 months and then you're leaving. We're more focused on the long-term options when you're actually like moving yourself here, moving your family here, and when you kind of want to work here for long-term and maybe have a family here, live here, just enjoy the Czech Republic. But if you want to come here just for up to 90 days, you can apply for short-term visa, so-called Schengen visa. And there are basically just two purposes of stay you can use for the short-term visa. First is a short-term visa with the purpose of employment. That would apply to basically any type of work, whatever you can do here for short-term. Standard employment. What you need to get for that is, though, permission to work from the labor office for the specified period of time. Or you can also come here for seasonal work, which is now very popular, and I've done another video about that somewhere here. I'll share the link later. But seasonal work is a very specific term, which only allows you to come here during some specific season. So if, for example, you come here to pick up strawberries, for example, so there is obviously a season only during the summer, and after that you will have to leave. So this is the difference, because employment is meant for any type of work. Seasonal visa or seasonal work is meant only for some specific positions, usually in agriculture. The short-term visas in India are applied through the VFS. So you actually have some chances to get the visa approved. But anyway, before you pay someone to give you the employment contract or permission to work at some specific position for a specific period of time, ask them if they can guarantee you that you will get an appointment through the VFS system or not, and if yes, how long it will take. This will mainly matter when we get to the long-term options, but here it matters as well, because it makes no sense for you to pay like 3,000 euros or whatever to get employment contract if you will not be able to apply during the season, so you will never get the seasonal work visa and you will never be able to come here. If you're moving here for long-term, you have more options, not just two, but at least four. So let me start with the with the two most common ones. Those are an employee card and a blue card. Both of them, I actually did another video about that, so I'll share the link somewhere here. So whenever you finish watching this one, go there. But employee card and blue card is basically a form of a long-term residence permit. So that's like a plastic biometric card with your photo, fingerprints, and digital signature and everything. And those are meant for one specific position with one specific employer. So there is nothing like open employee card or open work permit that you could work wherever you want. It's always, either for the employee card or the blue card, you always have a permission to work at one specific position with one specific employer. The difference here is, again, check the video above, but the difference here is that employee card is meant for any type of position, So any salary level, any education level, any type of industry, everything. Employee card can get anyone. Blue card is only meant for people who have at least bachelor's degree and their salary is at least 1.5 of the Czech national average. Okay? Then, be very careful if someone tells you that you will be able to apply for some long-term option using the work permit, so the employment contract or permission to work. Because the problem is, let me maybe start with the good news. Good news is that there is no limitation for the blue card. So if your job qualifies for the blue card, meaning that you have at least bachelor's degree and that your position will be paying you at least 1.5 of the Czech national average, which in now 2022, at the end of 2022, is around 60,000 crowns. So if you are getting at least 60,000 crowns salary and you have at least bachelor's degree, you can apply for the blue card and you can actually apply for that. You would apply through the Czech embassy in India, in New Delhi, and there are spots available for the blue card. For the employee card, be careful. Because for the employee card, there are 0 spots available unless your employer is registered in one of the special programs like the work migration, economic migration program from the Czech government. So, if or before you pay someone money to give you employment contract or permission to work or work permit, whatever, for an employee card, ask them, please, is my employer registered in one of the programs for economic migration? If the answer is no, don't pay anything to anyone because you will never apply for an employee card. There are 0 spots for employee cards when the employer is not registered. And if they tell you, okay, yeah, the employer is registered, then also ask them how you will get the appointment. Because how it works, if your employer is registered in one of the programs, then it's not you who applies for the appointment at the Czech embassy. It's the employer who will get the appointment for you. And it's usually very quick. So if your employer is registered in one of the programs of economic migration, then you will get an appointment at the embassy within 2-3 weeks maximum. But if you are supposed to pay someone like 3,000 euros, 5,000 euros, whatever, and they tell you, nah, you will need to get your appointment yourself, don't pay anything to that person because that's bullshit. And they know that it's bullshit and they are still willing to sell it to you. Because if your employer is not registered in one of the programs, you will never get an appointment at the embassy. So you might have the documents ready. The documents they will provide to you might be real, but you will never get an appointment, so they're useless. Okay, so be careful with that. And if you want to know more about if your work permit is real or fake, check my other video, which I will share somewhere here. And then you have 2 more options for a long-term option. But these are kind of stupid options anyway, because not too many people actually apply for these. First is seasonal work. But the seasonal work has many disadvantages. Again, I did another video, so I will share it somewhere here. But seasonal work permit or seasonal visa cannot be extended. So the maximum validity is 6 months and you cannot extend it and you cannot convert it into anything else. So if you come here under the seasonal visa, you will just need to leave after 6 months and that's it. You cannot extend it, you cannot stay here and apply for something else. 6 months gone, you have to leave. So it's useless. In my opinion, it's very useless because if you pay someone 6,000 euros to give it to you, you will probably not even earn that much money in the Czech Republic to pay for that. So one thing, ICT, that's intra-company transfer, which means that, for example, if there is a company in India and the company owns another company in the Czech Republic, then you can move within the same company as an intra-company transfer. But again, this is not really popular either because there are not so many companies from India owning companies in the Czech Republic. So the employee card, blue card are the most common types. And if you actually qualify for the blue card, you can apply and that's very good opportunity and make sure you follow the path and you get here. Because that's a very good option. With the employee card, be very careful because there are no available appointments unless your employer is part of the programs. And these two, if you get to them, get in touch with me and I will be happy to explain more, because these are just kind of bullshit options and not too many people use them. Yeah, so guys, hopefully this was helpful. If you have any topics you would like me to talk about, let me know. If you have any questions, comment. If you like it, please like it, share it, subscribe. You're helping me a lot this way. So thank you very much, guys, and see you next time.